You expect someone that makes music to have a good microphone, don't ya? Well, think twice, cause this one is shit, haha! Anyways, yes, now that I think about it, this is really cringy. It's the first time I show my voice. Anyways, yeah, this is me, this is my real voice, I'm DuplEx. How you doing, guys? The reason I'm showing my voice is because I'm taking part in a project called Monster Hunter Tag that I'll explain in just a second. Monster Hunter Tag, it's a really simple concept started by a simple project started by Dark Hero, which you should follow right now. Awesome channel, which is basically about a series of questions that every Monster Hunter creator should answer, so that people get to know a little bit better everyone, their favorite content creators, but at the same time you get to shout out different channels, so a person shout out another person, so everyone is happy, everyone gets to know everyone, and it's a great way to bring the community together. So I thought I was like, I can feel a little bit important doing this, might as well try it. So first of all, shout out to Dark Hero for making this project possible, and at the same time shout out to Wise Gaming, which was the person that told me about this thing. So yeah, it's a really simple thing, but I wanted to do it one way or another. I was about to do it with only text, but then I was like, yeah, eventually I should have shown my voice sooner or later, so this was the good occasion to do it. So yeah, here we go. So here we go with questions. Question number 1. What got you into Monster Hunter series, and what do you like about it the most? That's a really good question. Well, the first Monster Hunter I ever played was Monster Hunter Portable 3rd in Japanese, cracked on my PSP. I have no shame in saying that my first Monster Hunter was an hacked version. I know, but I was a kid. I was like 4 or 5 probably. I didn't even know it was a Monster Hunter game. I was just like, oh, that looks like a cool game. Dad, can you hack it for me? And then my dad hacked it and got it on my PSP. So I started playing it, and I was really bad at it. Of course, giving it to a 4-year-old child, Monster Hunter, a complex game like Monster Hunter, especially Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, I was completely shit at it. But then I got Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on my Nintendo 3DS, and that's where the magic started. I started playing so much on that thing. I remember I reached G rank in even less than a week, because I was 24/7 on that thing, and it was awesome. That was the first thing, though. I remember one special thing about me playing as a kid was the fact that I knew about the claw. I unintentionally played with the infamous claw position of the hands, which, if you guys don't know, it's the really uncomfortable way to play Monster Hunter on PSP, since it was the best way to do it, but it was really uncomfortable. So I played that way unconsciously, and I have good memories aside from, the Tigrex. I'll explain it later. Anyways, another thing I like about Monster Hunter was the fact about playing with friends. That was probably the best thing. In fact, I first-handedly bought 2 Nintendos for my 2 best friends, which probably I'll show in the background of the video, which are Zenom and Zestria. They are my 2 best friends in real life, and I love playing Monster Hunter with them because they're also Monster Hunter veterans, especially for Monster Hunter World. But I'm the veteran for Monster Hunter, for the old Monster Hunters, and so I wanted to bring them in the old world, and so playing with them is probably one of the best part about playing Monster Hunter. And then last but not least, Monster Hunter is a unique universe. It's one of those worlds, jokes aside, which drags you in. At the same time, it fascinates you. It's different, but really cliche at the same time. It's the classic fantasy formula you expect from any type of game, but at the same time it's got those weapons, that mechanism of grinding that makes it unique. Also, I'm really a fan of grinding. I usually don't tell people because they would think I don't have any type of social life, but I do love grinding in Monster Hunter. And stop whining about it. Monster Hunter World has got good grinding. Don't fucking break my balls about it. Then, point number 2. Let's move on to point number 2. What are some of your favorite moments, memories playing Monster Hunter? I was explaining earlier the first card from the Tigrex. It was the first time I ever got carded in a difficult situation, because up until Tigrex I had no big problem fighting monsters. Even though I was a kid, I could do it more or less, but when I encountered the Tigrex it was like hell, because I remember up until then there were no monsters that would put constant pressure on you, like seriously constant pressure. They would always have those moments where they back out a little and you have time to heal up. Well, the first time I saw the Tigrex making its charge towards me while I was healing with a Mega Potion, that haunted me for a whole lifetime. It was like seeing a train hit you in the real life. And it legitimately scared me, because the 4-year-old me literally tossed the PSP away, because it was like, darn, that thing got me. Then also a favorite memory that I had, one of my favorite memories was my first encounter with the Dalamador, because it's such an epic moment. It's so the emphasis put inside around the whole thing, and the encounter of the monster itself, like this giant freaking snake. It's awesome. There's no other way to explain it. Last but not least, it's the Gor Magala and Shagaru Magala fights, especially the Shagaru Magala, because the theme of Shagaru Magala is so good. It's probably one of my favorite themes ever. The remix I made was shit on that song. I really didn't like the remix I did with Shagaru Magala, but the original theme is probably, it has such a royal atmosphere to it that it makes it perfect. Point 3, it's what is your favorite Monster Hunter monster and why? Well, all praise the good old edgelords, but the whole Gor Magala family, which means basically Gor Magala, Shagaru Magala, and Chaotic Gor Magala, because they're fucking edgy as fuck and I love them. Nershila, which is, I like the concept of a spider monster. Valazak, because edgy as fuck monster. And last but not least, Apex Ceregius, which is, yes, I know, a subspecies, or more like a variant, I don't know how to explain it, but the Apex Ceregius is really cool. And Astalos as well. I like a lot Astalos. The thing I like a lot about Gor Magala, the whole Gor Magala family, Nershila, Valazak, and Ceregius Apex, it's that they're all particular in one way or another. As you can see, most of them actually have the frenzy or the virus in general mechanic into it, which is something I adore. Aside from Nershila or Nershila, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna pronounce it Nershila because my girlfriend name is really similar to it, Nershila, and it's really cool. Nershila, I like it a lot as a monster because I hate spiders a little, but I'm also fascinated by them. So a spider monster is really cool for sure. At the same time, my favorite monster out of all of them is Gor Magala, and the whole Gor Magala family right after it, with Valazak and Ceregius as well, Epic Ceregius to specify. Because Gor Magala, first of all, it's fucking edgy. It's the edge lord of monsters. It's dark and purple, and it's really a monster I appreciate a lot. But most of all, the things I like a lot about all these monsters that probably you've noticed, they all have virus, and that's something that's, I don't know why, but the whole virus monster, the walking epidemic monster, makes it so cool. It's a concept that I appreciate a lot, and it makes some really interesting but at the same time unique monsters. So that's why, if you wonder, I made Ebola Bodies, which is probably my most favorite, like the most popular song I've ever made, which is basically Gor Magala and Valazak fused together. they're so familiar, but at the same time unique with their little quirks and left and right, which make them really, really awesome. So fucking hell, bring Gormagala back to Monster Hunter World, and you better, Capcom, if you're listening to this, you better bring Gormagala back, or else I'm gonna burn down my old copy of Mega Man. I'm gonna do it. Don't dare me. I'm gonna. Next up is, what is your favorite weapon to use? It's definitely Charge Blade, as you can see in the footage from behind. Charge Blade, it's definitely my favorite one. I love how complex this weapon is, and the different mechanics, and how it's the most tactical one. As you probably guys know, it's the most tactical weapon and technical. And it's such a cool concept, the whole movement of energy throughout the whole blade, from files to shield to sword to super elemental's discharge. It's really satisfying to pull out a really nice combo, which is something I definitely am a fan of. And if you wonder, before Charge Blade I was Switch Axe main, Switch Axe and Gunlance main, most of all, from the old Monster Hunters. Then next up, number 5, what is your channel name? It's DuplEx, and why is that your channel name? Well, DuplEx, it's not cause of Monster Hunter, it's not named like that cause of Monster Hunter. It's DuplEx because a lot of time ago, as you probably guys know, I'm a music channel, and since a lot of time ago I didn't have a good computer, and my old computer would crash basically every 5 minutes. I would have to compose song twice because I would always lose the project files and so on and so forth, because it would crash and would automatically ruin all the files and all the sounds, so I'd have to compose everything twice. And if you guys don't know, duplex basically means 2 times in Latin, literally traducts to 2 times. And since I love Latin, I was like, and duplex sounds really, really dope, I was like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna stick with it, and I stick with duplex, even though I was thinking of changing it a few months ago, though it's really grown on to me. I really, really like it. Last but not least, the people I'm gonna tag. For now, I'm gonna tag 2 people, which I'm sure they will not answer because I'm a scum compared to them. I'm a plebe. Probably they don't even know me. Probably they won't even know I'm making this whole video. But they're Wolfie Melon, the famous pianist of Monster Hunter covers. She makes a lot of good, really, really good piano covers of whole monster teams, the whole monsters. And it's thanks to her that I sometimes do a lot of remixes, or else I wouldn't have no clue from where to start with notes. So thanks to her, and at the same time go follow her. And if you can, please tell her about this whole tag. It would be cool if she participated as well. Then Falcone, he's not gonna reply to me, but I have a huge inspiration to Falcone. He's the one that pushed me to make Monster Hunter remixes, so I have a great respect for him. And last person I want to tag, which I don't know if he'll do it via YouTube video, maybe on Twitter or some stuff like that, but I want to tag Blue Ratty. Which he has a YouTube channel, but I doubt he's gonna make it. But he's if you guys wonder, the one who did the Ebola bodies image, and I really, really love his content. He has my favorite type of humor ever, and his last video on his last animation on Monster Hunter is literally ridiculous. I'm gonna put a channel to all 3 of them in the comment in the description below, and go check them out, all 3 of them. You're probably already following them because they're usually the top in, well, the first 2 in music, the last one in comics in general, in animation regarding Monster Hunter. So go follow them. And with that, we're done. I hope you liked it, and thanks for sticking around until the end and hearing me talking about cringy stuff and orgasming over Gormagala virus mechanics. So thank you again, and see you soon. New music will be out really, really soon, so If you guys want to tell me what remix you want to hear next, I'll be more than gladly take that as a request and potentially do it real soon. So see you guys. Bye bye.